shut down today if it hasn't already been shut down. Does this alleviate your concerns about that plant?
Honestly, with FPL, we never have a concern. We're lucky to have one of the best providers in the business, and we have great trust in them.
Very good. Now, Mayor, talk to us about the unique challenges facing your town during a hurricane like Irma.
Well, you know what it's like to have a family. Imagine having one of about 185,000 people and making sure that they're all buttoned up in a storm that they watch form way out in that Atlantic and become historically powerful, and then have to wait as that track shifts back and forth. And not only do you have to get ready, you have to stay ready. But I'm proud to report that the citizens of Port St. Lucie have done a fantastic job preparing, and we're just going through just the last minute preps now, getting rid of those basketball goals that are on the streets, and just making sure that there's no debris at the curb, and just battening everything down that can be battened down ourselves.
Yeah, and Mayor, let's go back to those evacuation orders. You've got some areas under partial evacuation, some under mandatory evacuation. Why are there different orders?
Well, this morning, our county, St. Lucie County, they actually converted the mandatory evacuation to voluntary evacuation because, as you know, it's going to be a tangential hit now versus the direct hit that had been previously forecasted. So we have a couple of thousand people that have elected to shelter at an actual shelter versus sheltering in place. But anyone out there listening right now, it's delayed, it's not direct, but we still expect to have hurricane and tropical storm force winds, which are very dangerous, and we can't let our guard down and become vulnerable.
Yeah, absolutely not. In case you have some residents listening and who may want to, at the last minute, make it to some of those shelters in the area, how long will the bridges to North and South Hutchinson Island remain open?
You can travel until you have sustained tropical storm force winds. So based on the current advisory, that could be accommodated through this evening. So if you feel unsafe, you can absolutely make it to a shelter. And there are several open, and they all have capacity.
Until around, you say this evening, around what time are you thinking, Mayor?
Ma'am, I always go with the National Hurricane Center, and they have a product that's available, the estimated arrival of wind, and I refer all customers and citizens to that resource. It's outstanding.
Makes sense, and I understand that shelters, though, are the last resort. If the residents decide to go to a shelter, they have to bring their own provisions. Is that right?
That's right. They should. The American Red Cross recommends to bring a 3-day supply.
The 3-day supply, of course, there are going to be effects after this storm hits there in your area and all of Florida. In terms of power being restored after this storm, do you have an idea? I know that's nothing that you can look forward to at the moment, but you did just mention how proud you are of the Florida Power and Light company down there. So do you feel that you're going to be without power for a long time afterwards?
With a devastating natural disaster, it's hard for us to do, but we all have to have patience and understanding. Even a Category 2 or 3 storm like Francis and Jean that we had thousands of residents without power for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Personally, I was without power for 17 days. So in an event of this magnitude, you just have to be patient. And FPL, with their customers, they're planning on up to 4 million power outages as a result of this storm. So this is where it's difficult for us as customers, as citizens, but we have to take a deep breath, understand what the providers are dealing with, and just try to stay safe and be ready.
Stay safe and be ready. And Mayor, finally, for your residents there who can listen to you either on television or on the radio, if they can hear you, what advice do you have to them right now at 5:33 p.m. on a Saturday night?
It's time to hunker down. I know that we've been preparing for a long time, but let's not get stir crazy. Let's not poke our head out too soon. It is coming. We are going to have bad weather, bad conditions. Be prepared. Let's get through it and wait for the all clear. If you're using a generator at home, a portable generator, please make sure it's properly ventilated. Sadly, tragically, it seems every hurricane season, somewhere in Florida, we lose someone because of carbon monoxide poisoning. Please make sure your generator is properly ventilated. Please do not go out until the all clear is given, and we're going to get through this.
Mayor Greg Oravec, we wish you all the best to your residents as well as you and your family, sir.
Thank you, Arthel. Thank you for your work.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Take care.
Bye-bye.
You know, Arthel, as we heard from the mayor, and from the mayor of Miami Beach, Philip Levine, a few moments ago, curfews are in place, or will be.